That's the idea of love that in your own development, you got so used to, it locked into your subconscious mind. And therefore, this is something that you now use when you go into relationships to prepare yourself for. And so the brain hates change. It loves being really comfortable. What's the best way to be comfortable is to do what I know. Even if it's not good for me, at least it's what I know. And that's how we reproduce those relationships continuously. And in fact, every time you'll have someone and people come to me saying, yes, but I want love. I want someone who can show up for me. I want someone, and I'm making the effort to try and look for this on Tinder or do this elsewhere. And I say, yes, you can consciously move in that direction. But if your subconscious mind has not got the healing that it needs, that's what's going to make your decisions. That's what's going to attract your partners.
Whoa. And we were talking before about why I wanted you to come on, and I was thinking answers like that kind of just you can actually see the person listening rolling back in their head going, that links to that. You take us on a journey just by this. You have this amazing way of explaining it. I love you answered in another interview about how people always assume trauma means rape, assault,
Mhm.
big things like that. But the actual things that are the smaller things, it's like how and it's not so much always what happened, it's how our perception of it. It might
Yes.
be it's a throwaway event where they're looking after your brother or sister, but you take it as a
Mhm.
sign that they're abandoning you or picking you over them. Uh, and that
Wow,
kind of
you
went,
really were listening to that interview because I used that exact example where I said someone, and just for people listening, is it's as simple as if a mother's holding a baby, coddling them close to their chest, this baby feels like my entire world is right here. My needs are met. I'm loved. I'm valued. But then you have another, sibling who's taking the piss out of the parents and doing something else, and maybe like burning their toys or like the TV, like I did. And so suddenly this mom is like, what's going on here? Puts this baby down, runs to them, then that's enough for this baby to feel like, oh my God, my mom's prioritizing this other sibling or this other person more than me. And, we all know in our own lives that each individual child with exactly the same parents can have different wounds because they all have a different story of how they were raised. And what matters there is like how the parent comes back to validate and show up for each child. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump in there, but I just
no,
love that
no.
you actually were listening to the whole, to the whole interview.
Because that's something that I did notice was like, you can tell a guy how to dress better. You can tell a guy how to apply for jobs better. You can tell a guy they need a haircut. I obviously wasn't listening. You can do all these amazing things, but if we're not dealing with the things that are causing us or holding us back or pushing you in a certain way, we're never going to truly escape out of this kind of control box. And how would you start working with somebody to make them understand that you're not you? You're the version of you that's been shaped by your childhood,
Mm,
your current things, your reaction to events, etc., because of this programming that you have. How do you make them
right.
realize that we can change this flow so you then go and become this version of you that you want to be, or the new version? How do
Right.
you make people realize they can change? Because a lot of people think this is just who I am, this is my personality,
Mhm.
not realizing it's all the drama, bullying, like perceived issues from your past that you've made into your personality.
All right.
But that programming is flexible enough to be changed.